I like the idea that a voice can just go somewhere uninvited, like a dirty thought in a nice clean mind.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jay. This is The Liberal Lens, and today we're going to talk about Trump's new attack on Somalian refugees and how he's going after Minnesota, how the action is most likely illegal according to most legal scholars, and how it just shows Trump's lack of morals, caring, and his racism. So Donald Trump wants to take TPS status away from Somalian refugees in Minnesota. TPS is temporary protection status, which is given to people from certain countries who come here. They automatically get this protection because in the country they're from, it's either war-torn, there's civil wars going on, terrorist groups are running the country, and there's a high likelihood that these people, if sent back to said country, would be put to death. So they are given protection under the law to come here, get jobs, and live, to get away from the violence or whatever the case may be on why they are granted these protections. So they come to the United States for a better life. And this is something I never understood, is people can't wrap their head around the fact that people want to come here for a better life. If you were a mother in a war-torn country watching horrible shit happen around you and seeing terrorist organizations come around and force your young children to join or death, you would get out of there too. But here's the thing. Trump's only attacking Somali refugees who are in Minnesota, which one, taking away the TPS, by legal scholars say that it's illegal for a president to do that, but it makes it even more illegal that he's only trying to do it to one state. And why is this ridiculous? Because there is 705 Somalian refugees in the United States protected under TPS. That is 0.0002% of the population of the United States are protected under this. 0.002. That's the percentage of Somalian refugees here. The kicker is there is only 400 of Somalian refugees protected under TPS in Minnesota. So Trump, again, wants to attack the Somalians, send ICE over there to try to round them up. Do you know how much harm this is going to cause in their neighborhoods? There is 80,000 Somalians living in the United States legally. And he's going to go disrupt their lives because we've seen what's going on with ICE already when it comes to Hispanic people. But now he's going to do the same thing to Somalians, which they're just going to tear up Minneapolis. We already know this is coming. We've seen what ICE has done. We've seen the ridiculous lengths ICE will go to. We've seen American citizens face down on the ground, bawling, while their children are being ripped away, handcuffed, and being placed on the ground. We saw ICE raid an apartment complex and then lie to us about what happened. We saw all this. So we think it's going to be different in Minnesota when it comes to black people. So now, just being black in Minnesota will probably get you rounded up by ICE like they are doing with Hispanics all over the country. But just watch the videos coming out of California. How many U.S. citizens are being detained, are being taken in, are having their rights violated by ICE? And they seem to forget in the Midwest, it's almost winter. And if they want to bring ICE in, we have a lot of salt to throw around. I am really sick of Deep Throat Donnie and all of his bullshit when it comes to he wants to act like he wants to get rid of illegal immigrants in the United States. Yet in California, there is a huge amount of Russian illegal immigrants. They are on the East Coast also. Massachusetts has a big population of illegal Russian immigrants, but yet they're not going after any of them. It's so confusing. Oh, wait, they're white. See, this is Trump's racism coming through. And I know a bunch of MAGA are like, he's not racist. But the fact is that Trump has attacked people of color in this country since the beginning. He and Stephen Miller are white nationalists, and nobody wants to wrap their head around this. Steve Bannon, admitted white nationalist, but yet people want to keep defending them. So you want to take action against Minnesota that has 400 people who are protected under TPS, and rip them out of the country, tearing families apart. And there's 700 of them nationwide, 700 people nationwide from Somalia who are protected under the TPS. And this is who Trump wants to go after. This is making America great again. Look at what's going on with our farmers just from attacking the Hispanic people in this country. Farmers are struggling. Our produce is skyrocketing and they're ripping families apart. And now he wants to do this in Minnesota just because he hates Tim Walz, the governor. Trump plays these political games. You don't ever see this happening in red states. He's only attacking states that did not vote for him. It's why we haven't seen a bunch of ICE in Michigan or in Wisconsin, because these are swing states that Trump needs. And if he sends in ICE, he's going to piss off the people, because we see it in every state he's sending it in. People are turning against him in droves. Even Alex Jones just made a video talking about how he's an inch away from not supporting Trump anymore. How the fuck are you an inch away after everything that's been going on? It just proves how immoral and vile you are as a human being, that you are even still defending Trump. And then you come on going, I'm an inch away. You should have been an inch away the second he ran for president. The second he made fun of a disabled reporter, it should have been over. But no, Deep Throat Donnie has been out here making up names for everybody, being divisive. He's causing rifts in his own party. We're watching it right now with everything that's going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene and other Republicans who want to defect and retire in the middle of their terms. I just dropped a video about that. So if you want to see, go check that out. But Trump is causing nothing but problems in the country. He is causing nothing but chaos, and he is destroying people's lives. He is ripping children away from their mothers. We have seen the videos of these cries, these primal screams that these mothers and fathers are giving while they're seeing their children be ripped away from them. But yet he was only going to go get the criminals and the gang members. Yet he hasn't got any of the criminals or the gang members. They're showing up to legal court dates. They're showing up to people's jobs. They're rounding up people from fucking Home Depot. These are not the criminals and the worst of the worst that he was talking about. And now he wants to create another problem that doesn't exist by taking TPS status away from Somalians who cannot be sent back because their country is still in the middle of a civil war. Half of their country is still controlled by terrorists. Al-Shabaab. I think I said that right anyway. Al-Shabaab. But maybe I said it off, but whatever. You get my point. There is a terrorist group in Somalia that still controls large groups of it. And these people have the potential of being unalived if they get sent back to Somalia. And they don't have access to food. They don't have access to clean water. They're in the middle of a civil war with a terrorist organization. But yet, this is the people Trump wants to attack because of we're going to make life so much better for, let's just say it in his terms, white America, right? Because he doesn't care about anybody else except rich, white America. And he has proven this over and over. But people don't seem to care. At what point does MAGA stop pretending that he's not racist? I get if you're racist, why you support Donald Trump. I actually get why, if you're a selfish, rich fuck, why you support Donald Trump. But beyond that, I do not understand. And now we're seeing a bunch of people from MAGA coming on going, I lost my food stamps. I lost my health care. I'm so against Trump. We need to band together to fight against Trump. Fuck you. It's horrible that people are going through that, but we got no sympathy for you. You're the one who voted for this. You knew exactly what was going to happen. But now that it's affecting you, it's a problem. But when it was affecting everybody else, you didn't give a shit. MAGA was out there laughing about it, talking about how people need to get jobs, even though the majority of people, over 80% of people on food stamps, have full-time jobs, which it's a whole other podcast, but we can just get into that's how we allow corporations to pay a wage that's not a living wage. So the American people have to subsidize Walmart, McDonald's. It's not the working people that we're subsidizing. It is the rich employer who is not paying a living wage. Quit letting the rich convince you that the poor is the problem. Somehow the rich has convinced the middle class, which barely exists anymore, that poor people are the problem, which is completely wild. They control 99% of the world's money. The rest of us have to work and scrap and scrape, but yet it's those rich elites, the oligarchs that people are defending. It is so crazy to me that people would simp for oligarchs. We are in such a fucked place in this country, and it's been going on for 10 years as we watch Donald Trump destroy everything that America has stood for. And he is clogging up the courts on purpose. He is intentionally clogging up the courts so that some of his bullshit slips through. This is all, again, part of Project 2025. Throw as much shit at the wall as you can and see what sticks. Steve Bannon even broke this down when he was on Fox News, I believe. And you can go back, though. Steve Bannon talks about this on his show. How their whole idea was to throw so much at the courts because they're not equipped to deal with it. And we're seeing it happen. And people still don't believe Project 2025 is real. Wake the fuck up. It says that they were coming for your Social Security to privatize it. It says that they want to take away food stamps. It says they want to privatize Medicare and take it away from a bunch of Americans. It says that they want to attack Obamacare and get rid of it. Everything in Project 2025 is happening before our eyes, and people still want to pretend like it's not. It's like, wake the fuck up, MAGA. At what point are you going to turn against Donald Trump? At least polls, Fox News polls, are showing Trump's approval rating in the 30s. I seen a couple that had him at 40 and 60, which, okay, same thing, 38, 40. I don't care. There's a 3-point swing when it comes to polls anyway. Trump's approval rating is in the toilet. Americans are starting to realize his policies are garbage. They're costing Americans more money, and they're what's causing inflation. Does anybody really feel like grocery prices are down? Does anybody feel like the economy is getting better? And they keep pointing to the stock market, record highs. The stock market always has record highs. The stock market is not indicative to how it's affecting the American people. It's showing how much rich people are getting richer or people's retirements. But we're in a place in America where most people don't have enough money to have a retirement fund. Just like Donald Trump, like, let's stop taxing Social Security. The majority of people who collect Social Security do not pay taxes on their Social Security. Only the rich pay taxes on their Social Security. So they like to wrap things up, make them sound really good, but all it really does is help the rich and hurt the poor. At what point are we going to stop protecting oligarchs? At what point are we going to turn away from these vile actions of ripping people away from their children? At what point is enough enough? All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate all the support. We are killing it on Facebook. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Please go over to YouTube and subscribe. We need to grow there, but also one video away from Meta taking us down and taking our platform. So in case that happens, if you subscribe on YouTube, you'll never miss out, even if Meta gets mad at us and kicks us off. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep fighting the good fight. Keep spreading the information. People need to know how illegal and vile the things Trump is doing, because for some reason there is still some independent voters out there who don't grasp what's going on. Like I've said before, we're never going to reach the majority of MAGA. It's all the people in between, because we need a blue wave so they can come in and change some of these laws, so that the next president or the president after that can never put America through the chaos we are going through right now. One world, one love. Deuce.
Everything's polluted. The environment, the government, the schools, you name it.
This radio person is the whole problem. Are we going to allow this guy to be heard by anyone who can turn a dial?
You out there? You listening?